To a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Hope this is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. Really happy you're here. My name is Angela Petrilli, here with my friends and fishmen for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. So I've gotten many requests for this one, and it's one of my absolute favorite songs to play when I jam with my classic rock cover band. So we're going to be learning this one today. We're going to be learning Tuesday's Gone by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Such a fun song. We're going to look at the intro guitar solo, and we're going to look at the chords today. So have your electric guitar, go ahead and put it in standard tuning for today's lesson, and have an electric guitar that you are comfortable bending with, because we are going to be doing quite a bit of bending today. As always, guys are enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help me out a lot. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the sweet Fishman Fluence pickups that I have in my Strat today, go ahead and click the link down below. And while you're there, many of you ask how you can support me for these lessons that I do here on YouTube. I have a Bandcamp page, I have original music, I have a Patreon. You can check all of that out down below. I thank you in advance, so thank you so much. So before we get started, you know I like to ask questions, so please do let me know where you are tuning in from. And how about your favorite Skynyrd song? Put it in the comments below. I want to know. Electric guitar, standard tuning. Let's have some fun today. Here's Tuesday's Gone by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Go ahead and get started. Again, really fun song. Have a guitar that is comfortable to bend with. We're going to go through the intro first. So we know in the song there's a beautiful like piano thing that's going on there, and then the guitar comes in. It's like the awesome late great Gary Rossington. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at this part by part. So what we've got is this first. Okay. So what we're going to do here, and again, keep in mind this song is in the key of A. You're going to get your third finger, placing that on the fourth fret of the G string, okay? So that's going to be a B note, and you're going to bend it up a whole step. So fourth fret, third finger, and you're going to do that 2 times. Now notice my strumming hand. Notice how I strike that string only once. I want this to sound really continuous, okay? So that's why I'm only striking it 1 time. Then to end the phrase, I'm going to strike that G string 2nd fret, okay? So that's going to be an A note. Let's do that again, nice and slowly. And a few times more. Let's get the hang of this. And a little vibrato at the end, never hurt anybody. Let's do that again. Last time. Now, for the next phrase, the only thing we're going to do differently, okay? We're going to get that first finger. Instead of landing on that A note, we're going to land on the E note, 2nd fret of the D string. That's going to sound like this. Play it along with me. Again, just a whisper of vibrato. Let's do that again. Let's do it a few times. Last time. Now let's combine it with part 1. Now something I want to mention here before we get into the next part. Notice how I am utilizing my second and first finger, right, behind that third finger to help me bend and get that really nice swoop with those notes. See what I mean? Because it's a little tough if you're just going to do it with the third finger by itself. So keep it in mind, that second finger and first finger for those bends, right? They have nothing else to do, so we're going to put them to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and do those 2 parts again, and then we'll look on part 3. Just like that. Now, part 3, we're going to do a little bit more bending. That's going to sound like this. Okay, so what's happening here? That 4th fret of the G string, that B note. Bringing it back to true. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. And notice how I am still only striking the string once. I'll do that again. Okay, a lot of good muscle movement here with this hand. So again, if you want a song to work on your bending, this is an absolutely great song to do. So again, keep in mind, use those fingers to help you. See what I mean? You can totally do it. Okay? Then from there, you're going to land on the F sharp, 4th fret of the D string. Okay? So let's just focus on that part, that 3rd section, nice and slowly, okay? Can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. So let's take our time here. You can do this. More times. You can do it. Let's do it again. Last time. Okay, you got this. Let's look at the first 3 parts, nice and slow. And again, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Helps the cause, everybody. So here we go. Do that one more time, then we go to the next sections. Here we go. A little faster. There it is. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments, okay? So what's going to happen next is going to be this section where I'm going to keep it nice and short. So what's happening here? First finger, placing that, 2nd fret of the G string. It's going to be our A note. From there, I like to use my 3rd finger. Go to the 5th fret of that A string. It's going to be a D note. Slide it back to that C sharp, 4th fret. Then back to D. Could you do it with your pinky? Absolutely. Okay? It's just like that. Pretty straightforward. In context with the rest of the song that we've done so far, that's going to sound like this. Okay, so notice a little bit of a pause. Okay, give yourself a nice breath, and then go ahead and play that section. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now what we're going to do here, very cool part. I'm going to play this slowly, okay? It's going to sound like this. Really cool kind of country little lick there. What's happening here is we have a series of hammer-ons, okay? We're using that F sharp minor pentatonic, okay? Have that little line there, kind of neat. So what's going to happen? First finger, B note. You know, I like to call it the note, so we're going to call them out now. B to C sharp, hammer on, 2nd fret to 4th fret. Do the same thing, 2nd fret of the D string, to the 4th fret of the D string, okay? Those notes, E to F sharp. Okay, so far so good. Okay, from there, the last little hammer on we're going to do in this series. Okay, 2nd fret of the G string A, hammer on to B, 4th fret. Okay, so nice and slowly sounds like this without the commentary. Let's do that again, slowly. And notice, only striking the string once. Okay. Now, I want you to leave this 3rd finger exactly where it is, okay? It's our B note. From there, we're going to get our pinky finger. I want you to place this on the 5th fret of the B string. It's going to be an E note, okay? Now remember how I said with those bends previously with the other licks that we were doing in this intro, okay? We're really going to put them to good use here. We want to do that really cool country bend, okay? Without that funny note at the end. We want to keep it nice and clean, okay? So how we do this, we're going to get that 2nd finger, okay? And 1st finger, but most likely more that 2nd finger, okay, to bend. Now notice how my thumb went away. My thumb is down the back of the neck. That's helping me stretch out these fingers so that when I do this bend, it's going to be nice and clean. And keep in mind, your ear is going to tell you when you've hit this note right. So what's happening? We have that E note and that B note that we're playing together. And we're bending that B to be a C sharp. Just like that. That's what we're looking for. Okay? That's the section. I'm going to play through this slowly. You can do this. We can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. So let's take our time. Here we go. Here comes that bend. Set yourself up. Align those fingers nicely. Pinky finger, 5th fret of the B string. 3rd finger, 4th fret of the G string. Bend up. So we get that nice, beautiful harmony. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, just like that. Let's do it again. Slow. So let's do the whole solo so far. Just for context, I'm going to play it a little slow. Here we go. Okay, now for the next part, we're going to do this. So, a little bit of stretching involved, but this is good for us, okay? We're going to keep that finger position as is. Notice how my thumb, back of the neck, I want those fingers to stretch, okay? I want them to be nice and straight on, get as close to those frets as you can without touching them, okay? So what we're going to do here, sort of similar to the one that we just did. So we're going to do another bend there. Bring it back to true. Get that 1st finger. Notice how it's already where it needs to be. 2nd fret of that G string, play that A note just by itself. Put that 3rd finger back at the 4th fret of the G string. Now, I like to hybrid pick this, but I'll leave it up to you if you want to just strike the strings. To me, I feel like I have a bit more control if I hybrid pick. Okay? Let me go through that section again. Okay? And again, remember, take your time. Enjoy the journey. That's what we're looking for. Let's do that again nice and slowly. once more. Now, the next section, here's how I like to do it. I do a little bit of a finger switch because I'm anticipating things that are coming a little bit later. So I like to do it this way. Could you leave your fingers and slide them and do that? Absolutely. I like to do a little bit of a switch. So here's how I do it. I get my second finger placing that on the 4th fret of the G string, and then I get my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the B string, so that's going to be your B and your E respectively. Strike it once, slide it up a whole step, okay? So meaning that 7th fret of the B string, F sharp, and then you have the 6th fret of the G string, C sharp, and then bring it back to the 5th and 4th fret. Okay, so for context, it sounds like this. That's what's happening there. Let's do that again. Or if you want to maintain the same structure of the fingers, do it this way with your 3rd finger and 4th finger. Now, from here, probably one of the more iconic bits of this part. We're going to do here, this is a D sus2 chord. So those of us who know how to play D, awesome. Now lift up that middle finger. We want that open E string. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to strike the D string and the G string together at the same time. Okay, then from there, open E string, your E note, and then that D note, 3rd fret of the B string. So we're going to do this 3 times. On that last time, just strike the D string and G string, okay? So that section. Okay, just like that. All right, so I'm gonna play through the whole thing so far. It's gonna sound like this. Here we go, play along. Pretty awesome. From there, I was watching Gary Rossington play this live, and this is what it looks like to me. Right there, not too bad. Little bit of a jump. Could you play this series of notes like up here somewhere? Yes, but I try to get as close as I can to how the artist played it with these lessons. So what we've got here, place your 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the G string. Okay, that's C sharp to D, hammering onto that 7th fret. Then you go to the 5th fret of the B string, E, go back to C sharp, landing on A, 7th fret of the D string. Alternate picking will help you immensely in this section. Okay, let's do that again nice and slowly. Again. And once more. Okay, that's the intro solo. Let's play through it nice and slowly together, the whole thing. Here we go. So there it is. I encourage you. Can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. Take your time, note by note, part by part. You can totally do it. I'm rooting for you. Okay, so now with the last 10 minutes of this lesson, we're gonna go through the verses and the chorus, and pretty straightforward, okay? We're in the key of A, so here's those chords. So we're gonna start with an A chord to an E chord to an F sharp minor to a D. That's gonna sound like this. So keep in mind, think of a waltz when you're playing this song, okay? A little bit of a swing. So what we've got here is A. So A, C sharp, and E are gonna be our target centers. How I like to play this, okay? Second, third, fourth finger on the second fret of the D string, G string, and B string respectively. What notes are those? E, A, and C sharp. Strum from the A string downward. Think of a waltz. Then we have E major, E, G sharp, and B, the 1, 3, 5, the tonal centers of this chord. How we play it? First 3 fingers, okay? First finger, G sharp, first fret of the G string. Second finger, second fret of the A string, B. Third finger, second fret of the D string, E. Strum all 6 strings. Think of that waltz. From here, we have an F sharp minor chord, okay? So, bar chord, I like to play it like this. My first finger across all 6 strings at the second fret. Again, target centers, F sharp, A, and C sharp 1, flat 3, 5, because this is a minor chord. Third finger goes on the 4th fret of the A string. There's your C sharp. Pinky finger is playing the other F sharp, okay? Right here at the 4th fret of the D string. Strum all 6 strings. And then you're gonna play D major. D, F sharp, and A, tonal centers. First finger, second fret of the G string, A. Second finger, second fret of the E string, F sharp. Third finger, third fret of the B string, D. Strum from the D string downward. Okay? It's gonna sound like this. I'm gonna play it slowly. Follow along. So that second part, all that's happening there, we have an A, we have an E, and then we have that D chord. Now, you can choose to just strum the D chord as is, or we could do it like we did in the intro, which I think is really cool, which I would encourage you to do because I think it's great, is we're gonna strum lifting up that second finger, meaning this is now a D sus2, and then play that little A line at the end. I encourage you, do that, sounds great. So let's do that first verse together. I'm gonna play it just a little bit slower, and follow along, click that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, I wanna encourage you, please do it. It really does help me out a lot. So here we go, verse. So, got another verse, right? Then we're gonna go into the chorus. So the chorus sounds like this. Okay, so how that goes, we have an A chord. So Tuesday's gone. So when you sing that gone part, okay, it's going to be a G chord. So good thing to remember. So G is the first letter that starts with gone, and then we play a G chord. So what we're going to do here, G chord, I like to play the 4-fingered version of it. So First finger on B, second fret of the A string, second finger, second fret, or third fret of the low E string. That's our G note. Third finger, B string, third fret D, pinky finger on G, third fret of the high E string. Then you're gonna play D. You're gonna do 2 measures of that. Now, if you want to do like a D sus, it sounds really nice. Kind of hammer on and like kind of pull it off. It sounds really good. So, sounds like this. And then A, E to D. So, pretty cool stuff. Now, we have another verse, and then we go into a second chorus. Slightly different than the first chorus that we just did. So, A, G, and D, those are going to be repeated 3 times. Okay, so that whole section, repeat that 3 times. From there, to end that second chorus, we're going to go A, E, to D. Okay? Then we get into a piano solo. So the piano solo chords are going to go like this. We have A to E, F sharp minor, to D. Here's where things get a little bit different, okay? Now we're gonna go A, E, F sharp minor to G. That sounds like this. So that whole section repeats. I'm gonna play all those chords in the piano solo right now. So here they go, A. Sharp minor to D, A, E, F sharp minor, G. So pretty cool stuff. That's the song, folks. Really, really such a fun song. One of my favorites to play with my classic rock cover band. Really fun one to play. Those are the parts, folks, so I encourage you, enjoy. Now keep in mind that intro line does come back in the song, slight variations of it, but for the most part, I've got you in good hands to play with that. And keep in mind you're in the key of A in this song. Really, really fun one. Again, have a guitar that's comfortable bending with. And if there's a little bit of discomfort, that's okay. Work at it, because your hands are just going to get stronger. Again, don't forget to enjoy the journey as you learn. It's a really beautiful thing. So those are the chords. Again, really fun song. Take your time. You can't play anything fast. You can't play slow, okay? I'm rooting for you. You can absolutely do this. So again, really, really take your time. Now, something else to keep in mind, if you're playing with other folks and say you want to play like all bar chord versions of these chords, you know, just to work on your bar chords, that's something you can do. I always encourage you to play with other musicians too. Humans are beings that are meant to, you know, communicate and create. So I encourage you to find a friend who plays guitar and you know, play some songs together. It's really, really great. And you both will be better for it. All right. So again, as always, want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me do these lessons week after week, and most certainly I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in, for sharing these videos with a friend, and for all the wonderful comments. It is such a joy and such a pleasure and such an honor to do these week after week. And as always, wishing you so much success on your musical journey. I'm rooting for you. You guys can totally do this. Have fun with this lesson. Enjoy. Have a beautiful weekend.